Formula One arrived now in Austria for round 8, with teams preparing for life without Formula One, as they have to juggle their Formula E and Formula One personnel into one team. Carlsberg SAS announced an Extreme E engine entry, as their counterpart in Formula One does not include Carlsberg in the deal. Although Carlsberg are on the sponsor in the car, they do not own the part. They do not own the team, as the team is owned by Polestar. Nevertheless, to Austria now, where the teams were hoping for a dry race and speed into the middle and fast corners, with Peter Harmson setting pole, a track he loves, 104.3, just over a minute for a lap time. Alonso lines up alongside. Gasly starts P3, Perez down first, P4, all of those top four in the 1 minute fours. Also in the 1 minute fours, Sebastian Vettel of a Red Bull. Charles Leclerc starts down in P6. We'll have to see what both those two can do, whether they can move forwards. Carlos Sainz starts to improve. He starts P7. Valtteri Bottas, another good qualifying on him. Can he turn it into points though? He starts P8. Lewis Hamilton starts 9th, and alongside is a disappointed Daniel Ricciardo, another bad qualifying from the Australian, in 10th position. Kimi Raikkonen starts 11th for McLaren, free choice of Char. Nico Hulkenberg, another disappointed man, he starts outside the top 10 in 12th. Can he make the most of his Red Bull? Giovinazzi and Van Dorn follow. Good result for the Italian. Van Dorn and Giotto are all on 15th and 16th positions for the race. Nick De Vries starts 17th alongside his teammate Kevin Magnussen. He's down in 18th position, the two Jaguars there. And on the back row of the grid comes Antonio Fuoco and Luco Giotto. Now it's time for today's Austrian Grand Prix. Well, hello everyone and welcome back to another video of Final Fantasy F1 2020 edition, the final series, episode number 8. Today we're here for the Austrian Grand Prix, although I can pretty much say, well, there's a high chance we're not going to win this one, and that's because we're on pole position. I have a curse on this channel where if I get pole, I don't win the race. I only ever won one race from pole on this channel. I can't remember what race it was, but I remember winning one race from this channel from pole, but that was in the Red Bull career from 2017. It's been a long time. I don't know if we can do it today. Austria's a track that we have won at before in this series on this channel.
Okay, remember to protect the inside on the run down to turn 1. Make yourself as wide as possible. Robust, but fair.
Thank you, Jeff, for those usual default words of advice that you've been providing at every race. Interestingly, there's a rain spell in the middle of the race. We'll have to see what we can do with that, but other than that, it's looking like it's going to be a one stop from soft to hard. We'll see if we can fit the mediums in somewhere. I don't know whether we can or not. Going hard, soft, hard. Softs is sort of not really going to work. We do try and play about with it and see what we can do, but in the end, I think we'll have to do an adequate strategy, see what we can do with how hard the rain comes. 5 lights. Go, go, go! And we're off for the Austrian Grand Prix. It's a great start by Gasly from 3rd place. He gets the start on jumping Alonso, which is exactly what we need for the Drivers' World Championship. And Alonso and Gasly are going to go side by side, going up the hill to the fake turn 2. This is a replay from Gasly's point of view. Does he get the thing? No, Alonso sticks his nose into turn 1. That gives Alonso the thing, and in actual fact, Perez now has come to join the party out of nowhere. He's starting to weigh down, and he is going to exercise the rights to use an Audi engine and the speed that comes with it, and blast past Perez and up into P3. But moving to lap 2, we are running away. We don't need to know about DRS, Jeff. I mean, 2 Williams are second and third, but they are way behind our view. In actual fact, the 2 Williams are going to have a little fight of their own. We've got Alonso on the left, Perez on the right. Can he get the move take down around the outside? You'll have another bite of DRS here, well, Perez, and he will get the move done. Behind that is Carlos Sainz. He's making the move on Leclerc now. Next up is Valtteri Bottas, who is going to go around the outside of into the corner. And all of this lot have been caught. Of course, Williams have worse tyre wear than Renault. They have tried to fix it through some tests, but they're more focused on Formula E and at this time with the series ending. And as a result of this, Perez is lost out to Alonso, and now he is lost out to Gasly, who is going to now have a look at Fernando Alonso for P2 of the race. As the Williams tyres fall off, Renault's start to appear. Watch Sebastian Vettel in the back of his shot there, also in 5th place. Now, this was the point that I made a big mistake. I thought, Jeff said not sure dries or inters were a thing, and I even said box this lap. We were going to go into the end, into the thing, but then I thought, maybe not. It's not too dry on the track. This was a costly moment, because literally everybody else at this point was coming into the pits. And as a result of this, we had an absolutely woeful lap. The only other person was Sergio Perez, who stayed out in his Williams as well, who's coming into the pits, but he's closed up. We have had an absolutely horrendous lap. Coming into the pits, we can't speed up, Jeff. Thank you very much. Into the pits, and you can see there that in the background on the minimap a whole heap load of cars. There's a Renault, the Williams of Fernando Alonso, McLaren, our teammate Carlos Sainz, and I think also Lewis Hamilton and Sebastian Vettel are both going through. So we come out in P8 behind the Renault of Daniel Ricciardo as well. So we've lost 8 places during that time, and now we need to start making it up. But we're in the wet now, and this is where our dry weather pace could come to falter us. Behind the, we've still got Perez behind us as well to look out. We're going to try and overtake Ricciardo as Gasly leads the way from Perez, Raikkonen, Sainz, Hamilton, and indeed Sebastian Vettel, the man who is in hot form. And of course, Vettel and Ricciardo are going to have a look at each other, both former teammates in this series, in this case at Ferrari, and of course Red Bull, but we're at the inside now of Lewis Hamilton, and we'll make up into P7. Mercedes car not really that good. Next up is Kimi Raikkonen, who hasn't really got much downforce and much to pay, but he is going to block us off. Kimi, you know what, he doesn't like to give up any position in any amount. But McLaren is not there yet for him, and he's got to focus on making sure he gets to the end of the race. That was actually quite a nice move as well into the penultimate corner of the circuit, and go up back into the points up into P6. A couple of laps later now we've got Lando Norris has caught up to Raikkonen. No, he said that he's now in the gravel because his teammate didn't give him the ring, and well, everybody's going past, and that's unfortunately Lando down to thing. Lap 18 now. Williams' poor tyre wear has cost Perez, and he's had to come in for another set of the intermediate tyres. Not sure that is up ahead of him. And our teammate Carlos Sainz now is the next man to take over Daniel Ricciardo. Although Ricciardo does try and go past. Vettel is still there behind Ricciardo, and then we are just behind those guys. Well, we have dropped off a little bit. Now, into lap 20, the dry pace, and fortunately for Carlos, he doesn't decide to come in. The team decides not to stack us, probably because of the World Championship. To sacrifice Carlos's race for us. It was a little bit of an unsafe release there with the Williams. But this game doesn't have unsafe releases, so there we go. And interestingly, that does cost Carlos. I'm not sure he'd be very happy with the team about that, as he moves up behind us as he comes out of the pit. Well, Sainz is going to start to come back for us. We're up into P4, with Gasly leading the Grand Prix from Vettel and Ricciardo, and is currently ahead of Vettel, but will Vettel get the move down the inside? He's got DRS rammed wide open. Vettel's on the soft tyres, so he'll be making an additional. He might have to make an additional stop in this race. And Vettel gets the move down up into P2. Gasly leads the way, and Sainz now is having a big go at us. But this is not what we need for the championship. Sainz is on the soft tyres as well. We're going to close our teammate off and put it up in the rich mix. We haven't got that much fuel, unfortunately. We'll try and save some around here and move back up and retain P4. And you can see there that I believe that is Sergio Perez, who is struggling down behind us. You can see that Sainz eventually drops off from us to conserve his tyres. Gasly has come into the pits, so that's going to move us up into P3. Next up is Daniel Ricciardo, who is on a set of medium tyres. I'm not sure where. I believe now that Vettel now leads the Grand Prix as we go down the inside of the Australian up into P2. No, it is not. Vettel leads from Ricciardo, and Gasly there comes out interestingly ahead of Nico Hülkenberg, and I think that is Sergio Perez for 6th place. And of course the leader of this race is Sebastian Vettel, who's on a set of soft tyres. So we could be after losing 8 places and that huge mistake, I think, or saying that Ricciardo's going to come back at us. There is a Ferrari stuck on the outs, retired. I think that is Max Verstappen, and we move back up into the get lapping now. The Mercedes of Valtteri Bottas started in the top 10 again. Bottas, but once again has failed to convert into points. And now we've moved away. The big thing is of course for 3rd place between Sainz and the 2 Renaults, as Bottas is getting his popcorn out. We are coming up to the final corner. We're not unable to catch Vettel today for P1, as he was the other side. We were catching him. I think Vettel never pitted in the end. But coming around the point, I think a nice recovery to P2. Although again, another race where we didn't convert P1 to P1 from the grid. Vettel though takes P1, another race win for the German. Gasly finished 3rd, Sainz 4th, Ricciardo 5th, and Perez got the last point. Hülkenberg, Alonso, Leclerc, and good job for Nick de Vries finishing 10th place for the Jaguar team. Jaguar getting a good shot. Antonio Giovinazzi finished 11th. Raikkonen only down in 12th in the end, with Giotto in 13th, Fuoco in 14th, Norris 15th, Van Dorn 16th, Magnussen 17th, Bottas a woeful 18th in the end, and last with Verstappen and Hamilton retiring with engine and manufacturer difficulties. So yes, moving to the Constructors' Championship, Fernando Alonso's lead at the top has been cut to 1 point. He hasn't scored for a couple of races now. Vettel, though, is moving as well. 5 points separate the top three. Perez gains points as well after a sixth place finish. He is in fourth. Verstappen is fifth. Leclerc is sixth. Ricardo, Hulkenberg, Hamilton, and Gasly are the drivers who have 11 and 10 points respectively, round out the top 10. In terms of the drivers, constructors, Williams have 61 points now. Red Bull move closer into second place with a big fight on for third with Ferrari, Carlsberg, SAS, ourselves, and Renault. Our old team H&M dropped to sixth. Mercedes are seventh. McLaren 8th, Alfa Romeo 9th, and Aston Martin and Jaguar are yet to score. So yes, that is going to be it for today's episode of Final Fantasy F1. If you enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, see more episodes of Final Fantasy F1 in the final series. I've got a couple more recorded. I've still got this cold, by the way, for those of you who watched the Turn 2 podcast midweek. That's why I haven't had any uploads this week, is because I had a cold. It is getting to the end of it, but it is still there. But I think I'm going to press on, get more of these episodes done, get the Aston Martin Racing Point delivery hopefully done next week as well. But I'm going to leave it there. Hopefully you enjoy, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy your day, and goodbye.